My name is Love Eli, and I'm sitting at 120,000 monthly listeners.
What kind of music do you make?
I don't know. I make my music, you know? There's not really, I think, a label.
Eli's been doing music for how long?
4 years now.
4 years of music?
Yeah, since October 24th of 2020.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, it was hell. Yeah.
You just like posted a song like on SoundCloud and then like sent it to people? Did you show anybody it at first, or was it like, you just started, you're like, I gotta do, I want to do something right now? You said during COVID, right? You started during COVID?
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened. It's the Love Eli lore. My girl broke up with me my freshman year of college.
Brutal.
I had no homies, and I was stuck in the middle of nowhere in COVID. I said, damn, what am I gonna do? I started making music, posted it to my personal Instagram, and I lost like 400 followers.
Oh, dude, that's so brutal.
I lost a lot of my homies because, it was embarrassing. My music sucked. I had a high-pitched voice. My production was not good. I had no connections. I didn't really have anybody telling me what to do. I just kind of knew I wanted to do it, And I think just taking that first step and initiating, getting that ball rolling, I'm so thankful I did that, because if I never did, then I would have been sitting with the regret of like what could have been, I would never have met Noah. I would not be here, and I probably would be dead. No, I'm playing, but no. Yeah, it's cool, it's crazy how life works.
Dang. And it just started as a hobby, and now it's like literally your full-time job.
Yeah.
Making music.
Dude, yeah.
Which is crazy.
A lot of people tell you can't do it, man. Yeah, a lot of people probably don't want to be associated with you because you're like the SoundCloud dude. You feel me? You sitting at damn 30 monthly listeners for like 2 years, and then your parents are like, what are you doing? Yeah, so just gotta follow your heart, trust your intuition, and know that what you're doing and what you're following is something that you really truly love and believe in. And once you become comfortable with that fact, then everything else kind of follows. But if you never take that first step and you never get embarrassed and you lose those people, then you never get to the second, So.
I was watching Togi.
Yeah.
Togi? And he was saying a similar thing, like his girlfriend broke up with him, and then he was like, okay, like I'm just gonna go out and he started taking all these risks, he wanted to get ripped and then as rich as he could. And he kind of just said a lot of people will worry about the risk involved in doing anything. Mm-hmm. And they won't make that step. They won't even try because it feels too risky. But the real risk is wasting your life and never having tried.
Yeah.
And 10 years go by and you're still the same person, living the same life because you didn't want to try and see what would happen.
Dude, that's the worst feeling, I think. Genuinely. My whole thing was my girl was not liking my music, and neither was anybody else that was in my circle. And everybody was making fun of me, bro. Everybody. These dudes would memorize my lyrics and sing them back to me, bro. It was crazy. They'd all be laughing and shit. But dude, I mean, yeah, I loved it so much, and I believed in what I was doing so much that literally everybody in my life could tell me that what I was doing was embarrassing myself, and I wouldn't listen to them, So.
And they were, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people under that pressure, I feel like there's only, you can double down or you can just freaking
dude.
quit and like try and forget that you ever did that. And I feel like if you do quit, it's almost worse than if you just keep pushing, you know?
Dude. Uh-huh.
But that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, man.
And now look at where it got you. It's like your freaking job is like doing the thing that you love doing, which
Dude.
is
I'm so, yeah, I'm
unreal.
thankful. Yeah. But, I mean, just to be able to, like, connect with people, too, is, you know,
yeah.
the most important part, I think, for me. The surface level perception that people had of my music before I had a following was that they didn't like it because other people didn't like it. And now I notice that now that I have a following and people find that out, they like it because they find out that other people like it. And I think that feeling, even though there were people that didn't like it before and people that do like it now, it's almost like the same reaction, if that makes sense. And it's all surface level. And I think the really meaningful things that come out of it are like the friendships I have with Noah and Micah and everybody, to where it's, you know, it's going to keep going and things are going to get bigger. It's just a matter of, you know, if you have people that like you love and trust and support. So it's dope, you know.
Yeah, it's insane how like how life feels like you've got it figured out, and like it sometimes I used to feel like I had life so figured out that I know exactly what's gonna happen if I try to do the thing that I actually want to do, and it's gonna fail, and so I just don't try at all.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know, like and then you're just stuck in like living the most like boring life doing the same stuff, and the years just freaking like disappear, like especially after high school, like after school in general, life just kind of is like work and then like whatever you do to, I'm not gonna say waste, but like spend your time out of it.
Definitely.
And it was for so long like just slipping past, and now it feels like I actually have that outlet. And I'm sure it's like, it sounds like a similar thing with like anyone doing creative stuff, like musically, or if it's like videography or like freaking drawing.
I mean, the time's gonna pass anyways.
The time will pass anyways, but having that, like, having taken a step towards like what you actually want instead of living in that like limbo,
yeah, bro,
is so freaking like difficult.
And majority of people won't.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, even though they want to so bad.
Yeah, yeah, dude. And then they talk smack on you for doing it, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. You just see how like it kind of breaks my heart, bro. Yeah, anybody that I see at least like trying to do something, I'll try to like fully support.
Yeah.
Because like I know how tough that is, bro.
Yeah, dude.
It's a hard spot to be.
When it feels like you're the only one doing it, and like.
And who you have in your circle is, I've heard it, but I never really realized.
It matters so much, dude. Yeah.
Dude, it's so important.
Yeah, that's why it's sick living with y'all, because, dude, when I'm having that bad day and then I hear you, like, singing downstairs, or, like, you know, Mike is working on a video, I just, like, all right, you know, I can make this, you know, daily video I'm not liking right now, or, like, edit these photos, or, you know, it just feels like it's that reassurance that, like, you're doing the right thing. I can't imagine, like, not having that sometimes, dude.
Yeah, I mean, got past it, you know.
Yeah.
But you need the homies.
Yeah, bro. On God. On God. Dude, I don't know, what's crazy is like I was the guy who would like, I'd watch all the videos and like almost imagine myself doing like this. And like once I learn this like skill or whatever, then I can start. And I feel like so many people are locked into that, like, and never freaking do it. And that's what I did for so long. Like, you could watch all the FL tutorials or, like, all the Final Cut and just never freaking do it. And I feel like so many people now, you, like, almost live through, like, people on social media. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so safe. You can just not do anything.
Yeah, bro, you really can. Like, In this day and age, if you live in America or like a first world country, you can get away with doing like almost nothing with your life and like being fine, which is insane.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't. I need to get that out.
Yeah.
You know. Sounds like you do too.
Yeah. Well, I think as I get older, I'm like, dude, this is life, and it's like, it's moving. It doesn't slow down, it gets faster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does.
It gets faster, and then I'm like, what have I feel like I've wasted an insane amount of time, like, you know. And I've had little moments where I'm like, there's definitely like pieces that I was putting together, but there's so much time where I was like just wasting it. And
why do you think you wasted it?
well, just like, dude, scrolling or like watching videos instead of actually like taking any amount of risk. I am still, I feel like I struggle with being very risk adverse, and it's like almost like a muscle that you gotta flex to like be successful, literally. Like,
dude, yeah,
if you can handle risk, you can like do dang near anything.
Every successful person ever was a big risk taker.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's freaking hard, dude. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Being like a worrier, or like someone who has anxiety, or, you know, someone who just, I don't know. I don't like putting labels on it, but like, yeah, just struggling with like being nervous about stuff. It's so hard to like go out and freaking actually do it. But the more you learn to do it, the more easy it gets. And then like stuff you're worrying about becomes smaller and smaller. And then you realize you're doing this stuff that you thought you'd never be able to do, and it's like you don't even think about it.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just leveling that up over and over is how you progress in life, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I think, yeah, just also having the homies, like, when you are down, you can only like take yourself so far, you know?
Yeah.
You are like the ultimate driver and like what's pushing the whole thing, but there are going to be times to where you run low on gas.
Yeah.
You know, you need some oil.
Yeah, bro.
Transmission fluid. But when you got your people around you that believe in what you're doing and really care for you, then they got the gas and they got the oil.
Yeah.
They're going to put that back in, and then you're going to keep going.
If you have good friends, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know, you get locked into a situation to where like people don't want to see you succeed, and they don't want to see you grow because fears of, you know, you might leave them, or you might do better than them, or whatever the case may be. That's where it gets tricky. I don't think that's not a good place to be.
No, not at all. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right, dude.
Jiggy.
There you go. Little podcast at the lake.
Yeah.